Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today we are starting Unit 4. I can't believe we are already here, but we are going to be talking about adding today. For the rest of the week, we are going to be learning how to add 3- and 4-digit numbers. So come along with me, and we are going to learn how to do it together. So our first thing we need to know is what the word adding means. Adding means getting bigger. It means that we are combining two numbers together to get an answer. But the main thing to think about when you're thinking about adding is the fact that your answer is getting bigger. It's not getting smaller. We are counting up. We are not counting down, okay? So it's getting bigger. It's going up. Keep that in your mind as we learn today, okay? The next thing we're going to talk about is what is adding? Well, adding is taking two numbers, at least two, you can actually add more than two numbers together, and combining them to get a total. Down here I have the numbers 4 plus 7 equals 11. Let's talk about the concept of adding. I want you to think about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, okay? On this hand I have my peanut butter, and on this hand I have my jelly slice. What you want to do, though, to get the best sandwich is to combine them together. So adding is taking one number and another number, combining them together, just like our peanut butter and our jelly, combine them together to get an answer. So here I took the number 4 and the number 7 and combined them together, added them together to get 11, which is our answer. Okay, our peanut butter jelly sandwich here is 11. The way to add: pick the biggest number in your adding problem. So 4 plus 7, 7 would be the bigger number. Put that number in your head and then count up however many more the other number is. So 7 plus 4. I'm going to put 7 in my head and then count up 4 on my fingers. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's how I got my answer. Okay. So as you are thinking about this, think about adding up. You are getting bigger. Okay. Adding is getting bigger. I want to talk to you guys about two important words today. The words are addend and sum. Everybody say the word addend. Did you say it? Say it again. Addend. And addend is a number that you add another addend to, okay? So the numbers that you are adding together are called addends. If you are thinking about it, it kind of makes sense. The word add is like right in there. And addend sounds like adding. So an addend is the number that you're adding together. It takes two of them, at least two, to get the answer. The answer, our peanut butter and jelly sandwich, is called a sum. The fancy name for the answer to an adding problem is the sum. I like to remember sum goes with adding because sum has 3 letters in it, S-U-M. And the word add has 3 letters in it, A-D-D. So add and sum have the same amount of letters in them. So that helps me remember that the word sum is the answer to an adding problem, okay? To remember these, I have come up with a chant. And this is my favorite chant, I think, of all time because it's so easy, it is so fun, and it has movements to it. So you might want to back away from your computer screen so you don't accidentally hit anything. It goes like this. An addend plus an addend equals a sum. We're making an adding sign or a plus sign, and then we're making an equal sign right here. So the chant goes, an addend plus an addend equals a sum. And I love doing this chant because it's just kind of catchy. Once you start doing it, you want to keep on doing it. So I need you to try it with me, okay? Clear the space around you. You can stand up if you like. It goes an addend plus an addend equals a sum. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. An addend plus an addend equals a sum. Keep on going. An addend plus an addend equals a sum. One more time. An addend plus an addend equals a sum. That is what adding is. It is taking an addend and an addend, combining them together to get your sum. Peanut butter, jelly, together to get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Addend, addend, together to get a sum, okay? So an addend plus an addend equals a sum. Put that in your brain. You might catch yourself going around the house going, an addend plus an addend equals a sum. That's because it gets stuck in your head. It's so cool. All right. We are also going to talk about some words that mean to add, okay? These words are words to look out for in any word problem. You are going to see several word problems this week. That is because on your SOL test, you are going to see a lot of word problems. They want to see that you can pay attention, find one of these words, and decide that you need to add. Spoiler alert, you're going to be adding on every single problem this week, so you should know that all of your word problems are going to mean to add this week. But I want you to also be looking like a detective for some of these words in those word problems and be like, oh yeah, that was one of those words. So if you want, you can actually get a piece of paper and a pencil and write these words down because you need to know them. All right, so our first one obviously is sum, and that's because a sum is an answer to an adding problem. On the SOL test, you will see a question, 647 and 842, and they're going to ask you to find the sum of that answer. They're not going to give you a plus sign. They're not going to give you anything else telling you what to do except the word sum. Sum is your key word there, telling you to add. Another word is combine. We've already talked about the word combine. When we're combining our peanut butter and our jelly together, combine means to put together. Basically, any word that means to combine, put together, means to add in math. So another word is total. Total is one of the most common words you're going to see because total has to do with money. And when we get into studying money, you will see that the word total means to add. Total is like when you go to the grocery store and you're buying all your items, beep, beep, beep. And as you're ringing them up, your total is getting bigger and bigger because you're adding more and more items to your total. Your total is the total number, means to add. The number or the words in all also mean to add. The words both mean to add. The word altogether means to add. So I'm going to give you an example here. Miss Weaver and her brother Trent went to the grocery store. Miss Weaver bought 8 bananas and her brother Trent bought 6 bananas. How many bananas did they buy in all? How many bananas did they buy both together? How many bananas did they buy all together? I used all 3 of those different words and phrases because those all mean to add. If I say, how many did they have in all? Well, obviously, I want to know the total. They're missing the total here. In an adding problem, you are missing the total. They want you to find the big number. They want you to take the 2 numbers, squish them together, combine them together, add them together to get the answer, the sum. Okay, so if I say, how much did they have in all, that means to add. If I say, how much did they both have together, that means to add. If I say, how much did they have all together, that means to add. Okay, another one is increase. This word can also mean to add. The word plus, your plus sign, obviously plus means to add. You're adding the 2 numbers together. And then finally, the last word is and. And is a tricky word. I don't want you to think that just because you see the word and in a word problem that it always is going to mean to add. The word and is if it's in the last part of the word problem in the question, which is where most of your keywords are going to be in a word problem. That's where you're going to really want to look for a keyword telling you what to do. The word and could be used like this. Miss Weaver has 6 pink stickers. She also has 8 blue stickers. How many blue and pink stickers does Miss Weaver have? That's the question. How many pink and blue stickers does Miss Weaver have? And in that sentence would mean to add because I want to know the total. I want to find the missing total. So when you are thinking about adding, thinking about getting bigger, think about combining, think about increasing, think about your answer coming together, total, in all, combine, all together, plus, both, and. Those are all words that mean to add. So I will be posting this specific part on your pages probably for every day this week because you will have some word problems. And these words you need to begin to put in your mind and remember them, okay? We are going to talk about one adding problem together on here, and then I'm going to make a separate video where I am videotaping my hands actually going through the adding process because I want to show you guys step by step how to add, and I can't really show that to you on a computer screen, okay? So first of all, the most important thing is to always line up your numbers by places. You need to put my first number on top and your second number on bottom. You cannot add numbers going sideways. You cannot do it. Not 3 and not 4-digit numbers. No, sir. No, ma'am. We're not doing it. You're going to get a piece of paper. You're going to use the lines on your paper to write your first number on top, your second number right below it. Line up your ones, your tens, and your hundreds places, and then you're going to start in the ones place. You do not start in the hundreds place. You do not start in the tens place. You do not start in the thousands place. You start in the ones place every single time. And you might be looking at this number and say, well, Miss Weaver, if I start in the hundreds place, I'm still going to get the answer. You would be right for numbers that don't require you to regroup. But with numbers that do require you to regroup and carry the 1 over, you cannot start in the big place and get the right answer. That is why you always, no exceptions, start in the ones place and work your way up. Think about it. When you are born, you turn 1 year old first. Then you turn 10 years old. And then if you live a long life, you go to 100 years old. So it goes ones, tens, hundreds, just like your life goes 1, 10, hundreds, okay? You are starting at the ones place, just like how you started your journey in life. You started at 1, and then you moved up to 10 later on, and then you're going to move up to 100 way down the road, okay? For adding, it's the same idea. Ones, tens, hundreds. So that is the process. When we do that, here we have 2 and 7. If I want to add these numbers together, I'm going to put 7 in my head because it's the biggest, and then add 2. So I'm going to count up 7, 8, 9. So 9 is going to go right below there. Next, I'm going to add the tens together. 3 plus 2. 3 in my head, count up to 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put a 5 in the tens place. And then 5 plus 3 for our hundreds. I'm going to put a 5 in my head and count up 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. And that would be an 8 in the hundreds place. Our number would be 859. Let's see if we're right. We are. Okay? So when you're adding, you start in the ones, move up to the tens, go to the hundreds. Go watch my second video on how to add, because that is the most important video, because I show you actually how to do it on pencil and paper. Okay? So go watch it. Go get a piece of paper and a pencil and get ready to go.